Hello everyone. Starting with our next session of our lecture, that is today we are going to learn about the learning methods in neural network. Starting with learning methods, before starting with the different types of learning methods we use in neural network, we need to understand what do we mean by learning methods. Actually, the term learning defines that whenever a neural network is being trained to solve a particular problem, it needs to understand certain parameters. That is, it needs to understand what are the rules behind this problem, what will be the output, what should be the output, and on these certain parameters, the neural network is being trained with the help of different techniques and different methods. So the basic agenda is making them help to define and solve certain problems. Now, when we talk about neural network, we have already seen in our earlier lectures, that is, I have defined you that neural network is the one in which there are certain algorithms and problems which are getting better day by day. And when I say day by day, that means it is getting better as it is running again and again. That means uh, it is learning from its own mistakes and getting better and performing better day by day. So starting with the learning methods, there are three types of basically methods in which we study this neural network. So these are supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforced learning. Now, these three types of learning is typically based on two parameters. The one is absence or presence of teacher, and second one, the information provided for the system to learn. Now, I'll just explain these two things in our coming slides. Now, starting with this classification algorithm, I want to tell you that first of all, we'll just see this chart of classification algorithm. This ANN algorithm is divided into firstly three types: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforced learning. Then supervised learning is further divided into two types, that is called as error correction gradient descent algorithm, and the other one is called as the stochastic learning. Error correction descent is further divided into least mean square and backpropagation. Then we talk about unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is divided, further categorized into two. One is called as Hebbian rule and the second one is called as the competitive learning. And the third one, we already have it, is reinforced learning. Now, starting with the first one, that is supervised learning. See, when we say supervised, we can understand this particular term as supervised means there is someone who is helping us, right? As we can take an example of a class. In a class, there is a teacher. If a teacher is going to give a question, he or she is there to help you out and tell you what the expected output is. And when you compute your output, the output of your computation is compared with the output of the expectations according to the teacher. That particular thing here is termed as supervised learning. Now, that was just an example of a class, but here the neural network has a expected output present with it. That means, according to a problem, what the output should be. That is termed as the teacher is present. This is how the teacher is present in supervised learning. So we have first point that a teacher is present during learning process and presents expected output. So when a neural network already has an expected output for a particular problem, we can easily compute the error. How we can compute the error? We can calculate or compute the error by making the comparison between the expected output and the computed output. So that is how we are going to calculate or generate our error. Now, this comparison of computed output and corrected output is called as the learning process. Every input pattern is used to train the network. As I already told you earlier, that we have certain parameters taken into consideration, such as expected output, certain rules which are to be followed in the problem solving point. So these are taken as the input patterns. Next one is the error generated is used to change network parameters that result improved performance. That means once we calculate the error, now our motive is to get or achieve the expected output. That means the computed output of neural network should be approximately equal to the expected output. That means when the error is approximately equal to zero, near zero, that time is the point where the training is complete and the supervised learning has been taken complete position. So this is the process in which we define the supervised learning. Next one is unsupervised learning. This is just the opposite one. That means here we say that no teacher is present. Now when we say no teacher is present, that means I am talking about the expected output. Here the neural network is not given as the expected output. We only have the calculation of output based on certain input parameters, and the neural network designs or calculates its own output. The system learns on its own. That means it does not have a learning process where it can compare the expected output to the computed output and generate the error, while it is used or it works on its own by discovering and adapting to the structural features in the input patterns. The type of input we are going to give to the neural network, according to that behavior of that input pattern and according to the structural features of the input pattern, it is going to give the result. So this is called as the supervised learning. Now, the third one is reinforced learning. Reinforced learning is a teacher is present but does not present the expected or desired output, only indicates if the computed output is correct or not. That means it will not give you the exact output that is desired. But the computed output can be defined as whether it's correct or not. So in supervised learning, we had the expected output present, exact expected output. In unsupervised learning, we do not have the expected output present. While in reinforcement learning, we have the expected output, but it does not give you the exact expected output. It just gives you whether your computed output is correct or not. So the information provided helps the network in its learning process. This information is going to help the learning process in calculating the right answer. And this is also having a competitive learning type methodology in which a reward is given for correct answer computed and a penalty for a wrong answer. That means if the network computes the right answer, it will give you a reward, else it will give you a penalty for wrong answer. These we will do it in detail, how it gives the penalty and how it gives the reward. Now these particular, as I have already shown you the structure of categorization of all the different learning methods. Further categorization of methods are Hebbian learning, competitive learning, gradient descent, and stochastic learning. This is Hebbian and competitive learning are the two learning which are the subdivision or sub categorization of the unsupervised learning, while the gradient descent and the stochastic learning are the two which are the subdivision for the supervised learning. Now, one more thing, as we have seen that unsupervised learning is based on output, it is based on output, while the supervised learning is based on the process of error, calculating the error. That means the learning is based on error in supervised learning, while the learning process is based on output in unsupervised learning. So Hibble learning, now when I say that an error is calculated, that is, error is defined, the difference between the computed output and the expected output, there is an error. When this error is there, we need to do the whole process again. That means what we are going to do, we cannot change the input parameters, but what we are going to do, we are going to update or adjust the weights of the network and then again compute the result. So the basic agenda is adjustment of weight for calculating the output again. So in Hibble learning, we adjust the weight which is based on correlation or correlative weight adjustment. In Hebbian learning, we can define that this rule was proposed by Hebb in 1949, and it is based on correlative weight adjustments. Basically, in this rule, the input and output patterns are associated by the weight matrix W, and which is known as correlation matrix. It was computed with the help of this matrix. Second one is the competitive learning. Again, this is again based on the output. The whole learning process is based on the output of the network. Now, this is based on the strategy of winner takes it all. What is the strategy winner takes it all? Winner takes it all defines that in this method, the neurons which respond strongly to the input stimuli have their weights adjustments. Whichever weight is going to respond in a better way, those particular weights will be adjusted, and the ones which are not going to respond will not get the weight adjustment. So this is how we are going to define the competitive. That means the winner will take it all. The winner neurons will get their weights adjusted. Now, third one is gradient descent. This is coming under the category of supervised learning. This is based on error minimization. Error minimization rule. When I say error minimization rule, we have already seen how supervised learning is done. It is being calculated on the basis of error, and the error is based on the calculation between or the comparison between the expected and the computed output. So here we define the weight adjustment on the basis of, we take a parameter called eta, that is the learning rate parameter, and we calculate the next weight based on derivative of error divided by the weights. This we will do again in detail further. Now, fourth one is stochastic learning. This is again, the stochastic learning is based on error adjustment and error minimization. This is coming under the rule of supervised learning, and the weights are adjusted here in probabilistic fashion. Now, I've just taken this, whole chart in which we define there are number of techniques we are using. Where we are using supervised learning, you are using supervised learning in classification and regression process. Now, classification have number of points and number of ways in which we can define the classification. We can solve the classification problems with the help of these particular algorithms which we study in different subjects. You have studied naive Bayes classifiers also in data mining. In lab also we have done this. Then we have regression, trees. Reinforcement learning is based on deep Q networks, double Q learning, prioritized. We are not going to learn all these, but we are just understanding that where it is being used. Unsupervised learning is used for mainly clustering. Clustering is the word you must have heard a lot. Then you have density estimation, density reduction, dimensionality, etc., etc. In clustering, we have studied k-means algorithm also, right? So this is a familiar term for you all. Now, what are these applications of neural network in different types of learning methods? We have image classification. When I say image classification, I'm talking about character recognition, facial recognition, surveillance systems, and medical diagnostic, where images are being, matched. Then we have advertising and business intelligence, where we work on ads, advertisement, Then we have weather forecasting, market forecasting. That means here we are talking about the predictions. Then we have real-time decisions. Here the gaming is the most common one, which you all know very well. That game artificial intelligence is being used. Then we have, all of you must be having that Alexa, Siri, and all these personal assistants. Autonomous car driving, that is self-driving. Then we have big data visualization also, for discovery, structure discovery and comparison and all. Then we have recommendation engines such as, Amazon Web Services, Netflix. These are used in, customer segmentation, target marketing, and economics, risk prediction, etc., etc., etc. So there are a hell lot of, problems which are being solved through this particular machine learning and different types of learning methods. So that's all for today. Thank you.